gentlemen of the media, Lillian Axe is here. Lillian Axe. Well, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Alright, that's not bad. Now, Lillian Axe will be taking the stage a little later, maybe at 5:50. That's going to be cool. We're going to open this up. We're going to have them introduce themselves, and then we'll get right to some questions from everybody. If that's all good with you, Mr. Blaze.
Steve Blaze. Eric Morris.
Sam Boyden.
Starving to death. Ken Kadavra.
Alright. What's up? Any guys got a question? Or can I? Actually, I want to roll it. I'm going to start it myself, because I like that. Lillian Axe is a band that has, especially recently, putting out a new album. Now you got Keep Red Shadows out. How important to you is that to keep making new albums?
Well, first of all, after the Psycho record in '95, took a break for about 4 years. Just 7 or 8 years of straight touring and doing records kind of burnt everybody out. We all wanted to do other things. You know, after a while you start feeling like I gotta try something else. It'll be great. Don't worry. We'll get back together in a few years. So we went on a hiatus, and we realized in this business that any type of hiatus at all can really hurt you. And it's almost like, you know, the way the public is, you know, you're here today, gone tomorrow. So I kind of made a vow when we got back rolling into things again that I would never wait 3 or 4 years between records. So we've done 3 albums and 3 summers in a row, which is pretty good. So, is that right? 3 albums and 4 summers. Okay, I'm lying. So that's still pretty good, though, right? So every year. So that's pretty much our goal, is to try to do one every year or so, and just keep rolling, because the way the industry is now, you got to stay in everybody's face and let them know. If they don't hear from you for a week or so, they think you've gone away and disappeared again. So. No, it's been full time for everybody for the past 7 or 8 years now.
One of the common denominators around all bands, they all end up signing with the MCA record for one time and just wipe them out.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's a funny joke from God. You have to sign an MCA for a record or two. So no, we run into a lot of people that have been through. You know, it was a good experience because it was an opportunity for us to put our first record out and get our names out there and stuff. But you know, just like, and that's happening all over with not just MCA. They set the bar for ignoring bands that they were signing. So you know, you just learn the hard way, and because of that experience, we're able to be where we are now and learn how to deal with other record companies. This is our 7th label, so we've kind of, you know, wrote the book on switching labels from, you know, majors to independents and whatnot. So we realize the important things that need to be done to hopefully have a record successful, and that's why we formed Love and War Records. We partnered with Megaforce and Sony for distribution, and we're able to hire our own team with people that we've used over the years that have been good to us.
So has the electronic age literally helped you guys out as far as just keeping everything together for yourself and controlling your whole destiny, basically?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's difficult with the digital downloads, and you know, it's hard to track everything that way. Yeah, if you can find the right people that know how to use those tools, it can help a lot. But you know, it's still one of those things where there's bands out there that have never been signed before that are making plenty of money and not having to have day jobs to do it, just because they have friends that are constantly on MySpace, constantly on Facebook, and they know how to promote it. You know, if you can get that team assembled, then yeah, it can be very helpful. But you know, if you're not quite sure how to use that tool just yet, it's a bit of a struggle.
Songwriting is hard because you're singles driven nowadays. You just can't write 10 songs with maybe 6 films. You gotta write really good songs every single time.
Right.
Actually, I've been accused of never being able to write anything like under 6 minutes. So I really, honestly, I'm still demoing just on my laptop, you know, which I used to be all demoing on an 8-track cassette tape. You know, a good song is a good song. You know, obviously, it's a lot easier when you're in the studio to be able to do edits, you know, do melodyning and whatever you need to do in the studio. It helps out a lot. But honest to God, I still go back to a great song's a great song, no matter how well it's recorded and how wonderful. You go back you listen to like Ziggy Stardust's record, and you have to crank that sucker so loud just to be able to hear the songs. But it's a great record, you know, just because it wasn't mastered at full capacity and blowing your speakers out doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good or a bad record. So it helps out a lot, but you know, down to the end of the day, it's all about how good a song is.
I got another one for you.
Yes, sir.
And we'll get I hope we get some other people involved too. But some of the bands here have a common, unity about them, which is that they've got one of those albums that people have gone back and discovered more and more. It's kind of said the biggest album, and it's that one that you're like, wow. Psycho Schizophrenia happens to be that one for you guys. Looking back on that and hearing that people are discovering that more and more, how does that make you feel?
I think it's great. I mean, it's cool now to because we've been around for 20 years since the first record, 22 years. It's great now to see kids coming out, and kids don't want to, for the most part, you got to really kind of twist their arm to listen to anything their older brothers or parents listen. So, but now the fact that they're rediscovering this and they're realizing that all the new rock that's coming out right now is really just rehashed versions of what's been done for the last 20 or 30 years, which is very cool. I like seeing that. The Psycho album, I agree with that was kind of when we finally got to a point where I felt like this is where I've been trying to get direction-wise for the whole history of the band. Ever since then, it's kind of embellished on that. So a lot of people think Love and War was like that too as well, but I'm happy with that. I just, like I said, I keep going back and not trying to be pessimistic, but the industry is so diluted and so so different than it was 15, 20 years ago that that's why we believe in grassroots. We've got to get out and tour, we play, put records out constantly, because we've got to, if you don't do that and don't constantly stay in the public's eye, they'll forget about you quick. Chipser, yeah. He started with us when the Psycho record came out, and he's been with us. He's, that's the great thing about the label is we're able to put people, hire people for the label that have been family for us and worked with us for over the years in different capacities. And it's kind of funny now, you meet a lot of people now. I mean, I don't know if I've met anybody that hasn't been involved with me in some way over the last 20 years in some capacity or not. Whether they were like a mail guy at one of our labels or, production assistant in some club somewhere. So you got to be good to people, because they're usually, if they're worth their weight in salt, they're going to be still in the business, and you'll run into them in the future sometime.
All right, we got to be wrapping it up, but I want you guys to tell us a bit about Deep Red Shadows and this new album. Let's know about it.
New record just came out on Tuesday. It's Deep Red Shadows. It's 9 songs. No, it's 4 brand new songs. Very heavy, moody, atmospheric, deep. They're really kind of heavy Pink Floyd, I like to think of it. But and then 4 acoustic versions of some of our other songs that were always fan favorites, and then a new instrumental. It started off as an EP, but it got to be where it started to have this theme running through it, and it just sounded so good, and we started adding on new tracks until before long the EP is now 48 minutes long. And like I said, I can't do anything short, so I think you guys will like it. We're going to do a brand new one. We're only playing a half hour today, so we're only be able to do a couple of things. When you have 10 records and you're doing 7 songs, it kind of, everybody's going to be upset that we didn't play certain songs they wanted to hear. But we'll try to knock it out as best we can.
Stand up.
Yes.